yeah. Ooh, Lord. And if you don't give it, you won't get it. That's right. I give her all my love.
Hey, run that shit up, Trace.
I came from the streets to the shy, where wicked and evil collide. If it was illegal, we tried ambition to get us a piece of the pie. Had so many demons inside, was them in the gleam of my eye. Killing my innocence, all of my vision of reading the sign and seeing demise. We've been deprived the basic necessities, that and cocaine, a satanic recipe. Refusing to claim it as destiny, sins of the fatherly children in jeopardy. The family addiction affected me, affliction of prison, the death of me. Not even the thought of my legacy, living in hell, how you hating your pedigree. Been definitely holding the grudge, letting it go cause no hoe is in us. If we don't connect then you know what it was. One West and no cowards is rolling with us. Steps was all in the mud, feeling the pain like salt in the cut. The blessing is all of these lessons, no question we taught them in blood. It's all for the love, yeah. The blessing is all of these lessons, no question we taught them in blood. It's all for the love. The blessing is all of these lessons, no question we taught them in blood. It's all for the love. I get an honor to command and Jenna Johanna for being the armor, protecting the message delivered the Abba. Straight from the Father, He gave it to you, ain't making excuse. Though Satan is loose, kept lacing his boots, training and raising the troops. Perfecting the method of 7-1 West in the hands was able to prove. Ain't stressing them niggas that never can step in the stand and stating the truth. My people could never imagine the hardest of winners you lasted. Extending the realest compassion for niggas that should have been fitted for caskets. How could you ever ignore the nigga who slept on the floor and was ready for war? Whenever it called, better this weapon is drawn. Election is sure, edging this war, front of projects of the Bronx. Now representing the Lord, the water for blessing us all.
Bust their head.
ODing on the beat, Narcan flow. Got my... We outside. We outside with it. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one West for that bag and we outside. We outside. I got the world in the palm of my hand. One West sleeve stretch, do it live on the gram. Had a whole world viewing, click and subscribe. Had them niggas off the block, tell them shooters they want a job. I just put them on the payroll. When I get control them, I just mold them like they Play-Doh. Soldiers giving halos, trying to get up at them pesos. 40 cows send you out of space, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, leave you all boxed up, all cause my delivery. I be on that prime shit, take you time to get with me. Got me like Vladimir, treat you like the Ukraine. Raid your little city, now you boating like Usain. Scope costs more than the rifle, I got new aim. Fresh kick, spit with the blick, not my shoe game. Used to have a dirty 30 tied to a shoestring. Now I got that Ruger 5 and 7, that's my boot thing. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one West for that bag and we outside. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one West for that bag and we outside. We outside. I don't talk hardly, be there when you call me. Send them Philly clippers at your head like a baldy. Chopper get to roaring down your block like a Harley. No, this ain't a big hog, this the big dog.
In your city, swinging through the jungle like it's pitfall. In the water wading, marching to my cadence. Big bursts of thunder in my hands like I'm reading. Shitty Mortal Kombat sounds, but I ain't playing.
Look 'em in the eye before the war like a weigh-in. I'm up in the AM, politicking movements with that Draco from the vid because it's proven. Waiting on my brother out of bed, he ain't do shit. That guess that's how life go. Win some, you lose. Seen a little nigga beat a big nigga out his shoes. Seen that nigga come back, pull up with a gun strap, rob everybody outside, told him run that. We outside, that temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. My Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. It's 1 West for that bag and we outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. We outside, outside, and we outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. We outside, outside, yeah, we outside. It's 1 West on them corners and we outside. We outside, outside with it.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put billions of my actions. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just Isupk sat in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage is safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slip. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
All right, clap it up. Give me 1 second, Salaki. All right. Shalom Israel. This is Isupk. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. This is the Monday Brotherhood class. Of course, I got my main man, Officer Carr, holding down the scene with me, of course. You understand? We got a lot to talk about today. Of course, this is the Brotherhood class, so I'm going to be bringing out some heavy Brotherhood scriptures, of course. The first scripture, can you come out with 1 Peter 2:9?
Sir.
I think what a lot of people don't realize about blacks and Hispanics we are the Lord's chosen people. Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians since 1969. The Isupk have been teaching us that we are the chosen people of the Most High Power.
Right.
You understand? And the duty that we have, the service that we have in this school, us being men, the brothers and the sisters in this school, is to carry out the Lord's commands. You understand? The priests of the Lord will be your future judges. We will be your future, hierarchy. Just like the corruptible leaders we have today with the Jesse Jacksons and the Al Sharptons. When Christ returns, the men in the Isupk will be the ones bringing out righteous judgment to this earth. And what you got to understand is the Lord has always meant it for us to have that control and that authority to be able to judge matters and judge matters in a balanced fashion. You understand? The reason that this world is so corrupt today and so destroyed is because we have unrighteous judgment going on through the earth. You understand? When a black man gets shot down in the street for pulling out his phone because he wanted to record to make sure he don't die that night, that's unrighteous judgment. I've watched the oppressor not only pull out a knife on a police officer, but jump in the car, the squad car, and drive off in it.
Right.
Now, why didn't he get the same judgment that black or that Hispanic man got? It's because we're living in their world. We're living in their kingdom right now. And this kingdom is just so unrighteous. And when Christ comes back to deliver his people out of this oppression, the men in the Isupk, under command of YAHAWASHI, we pray that he allows us to be the judges that this world has always been needing. You understand? Go ahead, read that.
Come. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Let me get that with you, Slocky.
Come, sir. No sweat. If I could, sir.
Go ahead.
What you was bringing out is so heavy as far as like us being judges, righteous judges now. If they would let Commander General YAHAWASHI, if they go ahead and accept that he's the leader of Israel, a lot of this violence in our own neighborhoods, this will slow down real quick, like damn near overnight.
Damn right.
Because we got the men in here to judge and be able to handle matters that we go through, because we was the brothers that was doing the same thing.
Damn right.
So we understand the thought process of everything what's going on with our people. You can't take your laws and systematically oppress us and then expect us to understand how you want us to be when you've already destroyed our people mentally anyway.
Damn right. And what they've done is better than, probably any captivity we've been in, but obviously all our captivities have been the same way. That's why we read these scriptures, and these scriptures tell us what's happening today, because it's always happening. There's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
So, what they've done was they used our leaders, our Christian pastors, and our congressmen and our representatives in the black and Hispanic neighborhoods. They used them to destroy us.
Right.
You understand? That's why it says Judah Morum, the gates thereof language. We have no protection in our neighborhoods.
Right.
Blacks and Hispanics do not have any representation. And I don't know if you think that voting is something that's going to get you some type of representation in this filthy land.
But all these black leaders is here for is the cash, that green dollar, that last $2. That's all they want, man.
Right.
They don't care about the spite of blacks and Hispanics, man. All they want is that, we talked about it before, all they want is that corruptible crown. And these brothers in Isupk, we fighting to get that incorruptible crown, that same crown that Christ received, because Christ didn't have to use corruption. He didn't have to be wicked to get the crown, to get the authority that he's gonna get, that he's got now.
That's right.
But the brothers in Isupk is striving to get that same incorruptible crown. You understand? Go ahead, read.
Khan, this is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are chosen.
But ye are what?
But ye are chosen.
Let me see. 2 verse 9. I'm my bad. You get 1 week out of school, and I got to backtrack, huh? I'm gonna be all right, Karaka.
I know, sweat. I got you out of one. I don't even sweat.
All right, you start from the top. Slide.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation.
But ye are a chosen generation. What does that mean, to be a chosen generation?
So like it, sir, if I could, is that saying like you're a chosen generation, mean that this particular generation in this time that we're in right now, we've been chosen to help our people understand who we are?
Right. And when you look at chosen generation, we look at who we are today, and you got to think about it. In the 60s, in the early 60s, in the 50s, in the 40s, you didn't have this relief of men teaching you your culture. You have this relief of priests and prophets coming out on the street, waking you up and setting an alarm for blacks and Hispanics and North American Indians. This is the chosen generation that the Most High has chose for righteous priests to rise up, to build their people up.
That's right.
Since 1969, the Lord has been making a way for Karakar, for myself, for Commander General Yohana, and all the generals and captains and officers to build up a culture for their people. You understand? Because before then, we didn't know who we were.
Right.
We call so many bywords, man. What are we? We black, we Negroes, we Afro-American, African-American. That's 2 continents. How are you gonna be named after 2 continents? You understand?
Right.
So that part of us has been destroyed, and it's this time and day that that the Most High has chose to build up some priests. You understand? The chosen people of the Most High power to help build them back up. You understand? Read.
A royal priesthood.
What?
A royal priesthood.
Black man, Hispanic man, North American Indian man. If you went to school doing the work of the Lord, man, you are royalty, man.
That's right.
You are royalty. We are a royal priesthood. Black, Hispanic, North American Indian man that's out there that hasn't made it into the school. You need to understand that the Lord has ordained our people to be royalty. And for you to take the lesser, for you to take being a dope fiend, for you to take going out there and being a whore or a prostitute, you're taking the lesser of what the Lord made you for.
Right.
The Lord created us to be a royal people in a royal priesthood. That's why we walk. That's why you see us with these glorious crowns on. That's why you see us with these glorious garments that look like warlike apparel. Because we are a royal priesthood, man, set up for the Lord. Read.
And holy nation.
A what?
And holy nation.
What does it mean to be a holy nation? We're a separate nation from everybody else. So while all these black leaders are driving you into the no justice, no peace, the what's the group called? Black Lives Matter, and let's all join hand in hand, like Martin Luther King said. All those Christian leaders that's doing that is destroying your people, because the Lord didn't mean for us to be with all the other nations.
That's right.
The Lord meant for us to be a holy people, a separate people to Him. You understand? And because we chose to hold hands with all these other nations and be together with these other nations, guess what ended up happening? All other nations prosper and we destroy. Akon just had a video. Akon, you know the rapper Akon. I believe it was Akon. It was some Hamite. I'm pretty sure it was Akon, but had a video out that said if the African Americans, if the blacks in America was over in Africa, Africa would be the richest continent on the face of the earth. because everybody else knows how precious you are. Everybody knows that when they have you, they have God's people in their possession. They know that there's blessed people among them.
Right.
America is prospering because we're here. America ain't prospering because they just know how to dig for gold and diamonds or rubies. America is here because we built this stinking country for them. If it wasn't for blacks and Hispanics, this country would not be anything. It's the same thing that happened in Egypt. In Egypt, we did the exact same thing for Egypt. And Egypt was the most prosperous, prosperous land on the face of the earth. You understand? This is what happened when they get a hold of the Most High's holy people who he mean to be separate for him. When we start not following the law, statutes, and commandments, we go into their captivity, and then we just help build their land up, their forefathers' foundations up. And this is what you have today, man. Read.
A peculiar people.
A what?
A peculiar people.
Go ahead.
That ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Now the Most High has called us out of the darkness. Car came out of darkness. You understand? Because I came out of the darkness.
Right.
I was called out of the darkness by the Most High into his light. You know what it means to be called out of darkness into his light? Go ahead, take a stab at it, Car.
So like if I could, sir.
You got it.
When you coming out of the dark, like when you dark, in layman's terms, you can't see in the dark. So it's a metaphor. Like we was in the darkness of our minds, following all type of filth and doing all type of carnal things where we couldn't see what type of people that we were really created to be.
Right.
So that light takes us out of the darkness. It's like the Lord dusted us all. Like this who you are.
What is the light? What is his light though?
His light.
You gotta bring it on home, because these Christians are gonna say he just shined a light on top of your head, and you know how Christians think. They think that the Lord just put a flashlight on you and you become holy.
Wow.
What is his light that he brought us into?
His knowledge, the knowledge we have, and knowing how to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments.
There you go. Bring it on home. That's
what the light is. It has for the so-called Christians. If I could piggyback on that real quick, sir, because you exactly right the water for that, because that's exactly what that's how they talk. When you go in the house, when you go home and you look at that bastard on the wall, Caesar Borgia, they got this bright shining light behind his picture.
Yep.
So you exactly right, sir.
Not only that, you got to think about every picture you see of that homosexual Caesar Borgia, he praying, and then like you said, the light right on his face. Like they want you to think that the Lord is literally shining a sunlight on top of you for you to become holy, man. And that's just not the case.
Right.
The Lord's light is following these laws, statutes, and commandments. He brings you out of the darkness, which means you don't know what it is that's destroying you.
I'm right.
You following blindly. You following these Christian pastors blindly. You following these Republican and Democratic black Uncle Toms blindly. But yet, if you would have known that, if you would have followed Commander Yohana, who follows Christ, and got into the school and start following your law, statutes, and commandments, you would be in the light of the Lord, which means in the eyesight, the Lord sees you now. At first, he didn't see you. How do you know he didn't see you? Because you was still out there being destroyed. You was out there killing your brother. You was out there having sex with your brother's wives. You was out there in the darkness, destroying your people. When you came in here, you started building your people up, man. And you started bringing some life into your people. And that's what it means to be a royal priest in God's eyesight. And it can only be found right here in Isupk under Commander during your house.
That's right.
If you could, give me
like it, sir. If I could, you might want to bring it home with 10, because what you said was just so heavy, and 10 is gonna snap it.
See, that's why you my nigga, man. Give me that.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 10, which in time past were not a people.
Which what?
Which in time past were not a people.
Why in times past were not a people?
Like it, sir, like you just said, because we was out here, I want to sleep with my brother's woman. We out here doing all type of We doing stuff that's just ungodly when we supposed to be a holy people.
Damn right. And that you hit it right on the head. I like how you bring it home today. Before we got into this school, before we started understanding who we are as a people, the Lord didn't even see us as a people. You understand? That's why we feel like we can join hand in hand with other animal nations. These nations are called heathen nations. So when we join ourselves to heathen nations, what do we become? We become heathens. If you join yourself to the Most High, then you become His people. You join other nations, you become heathens. And this is this is the perfect scripture, which in times past we weren't even people to the Most High. You understand?
Right.
And now we chose to do the right thing. You understand? Read.
But are now the people of God.
But what?
But are now the people of God.
If I'm lying, then why does God say that? At one point in time, He didn't look at us as a people. And now He's saying, because we chose to follow His light, follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and bring our culture back home, that now we the children of God. We His people now. Now He's taking possession of us again.
Right.
You understand? And this is what it's about. If me and Carr as brothers to brothers out in the world don't go out there and fight that fight and yell and scream on the corners for you to wake up, then we looking at our brothers like they not even a people, just like how Most High did. Our job is to be priests of the Lord and bring it on home.
That's right.
Christ came to bring His brothers on home, man. Commander YAHAWASHI has come to bring His brothers on home, and He's taught us to bring our brothers on home, man, because we don't want the Lord to look at our brothers as not people. We've been through the same situation as their brothers did, and if we have the experience, how about go out there and help them get out of it? How about go out there and help them get through the same issues that you had getting out of there? How about you go out there and help them and drag them and pull them, scratching and clawing into the truth, man? Right. That's why so many brothers in here that is real NIGGAs in here. You know why? Because it was brothers who was in your neighborhoods terrorizing it. But Commander YAHAWASHI had enough love in his heart to even overturn the heart of a terrorizer, of his own brother, because he loved him that much. And that's what our job is as priests and prophets of the Lord, is to have a heart enough to go out there and overturn the hearts that the oppressor has put in our brothers' hearts and minds, and bring them into the school so they can have love for their people again.
Right.
You understand? Read.
Which had not obtained mercy.
Which what?
Which had not obtained mercy.
We as a people didn't obtain mercy. At that point in time, when He looked at us as not even people, He didn't show us no mercy. This is why we got sent over on cargo ships into America. This is why Native American Indian brothers got tricked into believing that they was gonna live peacefully on this land with the white man, and shook hands with them, and every single treaty that was established was broken. And it was all because the Lord had no mercy on us anymore. He looked at us, He watched us destroy ourselves for so long that he couldn't watch it no more. You know, after a while, you just say, like, I have children. If I see my child continue to destroy itself, after a while, I'm like, I don't even want to watch. I don't even want to see this no more. Just do whatever you're gonna do. You ain't gonna listen to me. Just do whatever you're gonna do. I can't watch my children destroy themselves. Right. But as soon as you plead and beg and cry to your father and let him know that you understand that you made that mistake and you're willing to never ever do it again, and you come back home and come back to listening to His commandments and what He told you to do, He's going to show you this mercy that He didn't show you at first. You understand? Read.
But now have obtained mercy.
Now you've obtained mercy, because now you understand that the dark wasn't the place for you. You following the oppressor was not the place for you. You holding hand in hand with the white man is not the place for you. Matter of fact, here's the big one. You not being an African was not the place for you. You don't understand that all these things destroyed you, because as long as you're somebody else, you're not what the Lord wanted you to be, which is a win for every other nation but you.
Right.
You understand? That's it on that. Give me some more. Give me some more.
We gotta have 11, sir.
Give me some more. No, keep it going.
Verse 11. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims.
Why did he say? Why did it say dearly beloved?
So like it, sir, because like the Lord have mercy on us. So like we his sole possession. So any in the world you care about your kids, like you were just saying, your wife, your husband, we always refer to that word, my love or beloved, because we that's a term of endearment.
Right.
The Lord is hardcore, but he still has mercy on us. So he right here, he breaking it down. He breaking it down.
And not only that, what you're saying is absolutely correct. Not only that, but when you call somebody dearly your beloved, that's something that you holding so close. Right. You understand? It's like you said, it's like a newborn baby to a mother. You know what I'm saying? One thing about a newborn baby to a mother, that mother never wants to let that baby go. You understand? The Most High is not here to let us go. He already promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that he was gonna be with their generations forever.
Right. So
of course he don't want to let his people go. But at the end of the day, what he sees in us, he doesn't recognize as his people. It's like when my kid grow up, I don't recognize my kid no more. When she was a little kid, a little baby, she was, hey daddy, she was a daddy's girl, all that. When she grew up, guess what she became? She became her own person. She became a stranger to me because it was a strange personality. The things that I taught her, of course, she still has the knowledge, but she's just not that baby anymore that I want to nurture.
Right.
You understand? And the Most High is telling you, you was once his beloved. You was that baby he wanted to nurture. But read.
Come. Abstain from.
You missed something.
You want me to go back?
You go back to dearly beloved.
Come. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 11. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims.
Now, these same people that the Lord loved and beheld and nurtured and wanted so much good for, he said, I do what?
I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims.
He beseech you as strangers, somebody he don't even know, or wanderers. You understand? You're not that baby, his beloved no more. You're not that people that he put his heart into, you know what I'm saying, giving you a way to live and not destroy yourself, giving you laws, statutes, and commandments, and giving you all these things to be the most mightiest people on the face of the earth. You look like strangers to him now. You understand? Because you following all these other strange gods and all these other strange nations. You don't look like the nation he built you up to be. You understand? Read.
Come. Abstain from fleshly lusts.
Abstain from what?
Fleshly lusts.
What's some of the fleshly lusts we got to sustain from? Go ahead, start just spitting them out.
Getting high. Want to sleep with your brother's woman.
Absolutely one of them.
Murder.
Money, murder, authority. That's one of the biggest lustful things that a man can ever have is the lust for authority. Because when you have a lust for authority, you won't work for it. You'll be corrupt to get that authority. Not only will you be corrupted to get that authority, you will do things that's outside of morality to get that authority.
That's right.
You understand? You done built something with a brother for 10, 20, 30 years, and you will kill that man dead to get the authority that he has. That is so lustful. You're selling drugs to your own people, man. Smoking weed. Look, in my day, man, I used to smoke some weed, man. I'm gonna tell you, it never really been my thing. I don't like being paranoid. That was never my thing. Me being paranoid, I couldn't get in the car. Here's my thing. I get high, want to go get something to eat. I can't even get in my car to go to Burger King because I'm scared the police gonna pull me over. I'm paranoid and hungry now. So it was never a thing for me. Anything that causes you to be I don't want to say soft, but have a weakened mind. You understand? That is definitely not something that the Lord wants us to be involved with.
Right.
Anything that doesn't allow you to have a clear path of thinking is probably not good for you. And I know you're gonna say we drink strong and here and wine and all that. But let me tell you something. When we in here, we know how to do it and do it the right way. You understand? We ain't drunks in here. We ain't in here just every day. We just gotta live and thrive off getting drunk. We drink to be glad, like the Bible says. The scripture said, drink for your stomach's sake, drink to be glad. It says to drink during your feast days with your brethren. You understand? The Bible tells us that we can drink. So tell your Christian pastor, tell your Christian pastor to come in here. We'll put an officer of 50 on can you drink alcohol? We'll put an officer of 50 on. That's how easy it is. Light work to us in here. You sitting over here telling your Christian congregation that you can't have a alcoholic beverage, but then you go in there and have sex with everybody's wife in the doggone church.
Right.
Now, who's really drunk? Because we don't do that in here. We obey all laws, statutes, and commandments in this school. And that's why we can have a sip and be glad.
Damn right. Because
brothers ain't got to worry about brothers dealing with their wife. Brothers ain't got to worry about their kids not being watched while my back is turned for a half a second. And here, this is a culture. And we're cult leaders. I pray you understand.
Damn right.
Read.
Con. Abstain from fleshly lust, which war against the soul.
Abstain from what?
Fleshly lust, which war against the soul.
Why does fleshly lust war against the soul? I'm gonna let you break it down.
So, like, sir, because it's like you just said, it's like a person that wants authority but not willing to work for it. Like you would do a lot of immoral things to gain a position in this kingdom. Before you know it, you done got blood on your hands, not even realizing how much blood you done got on your hands because you done got caught up in this whole thing of chasing out the money and power. So you want to get your soul because you doing it, but then we all have them moments where we're alone. It don't matter if you're in a room full of people. You have a moment where you're alone and you have to think about what you did, regardless of who you think you are. And that's when the battle starts to begin with you and your soul. Like, man, I know that wasn't right, but
damn right.
You know what? I need this bread. We done did it all. We done contemplated, man, should we run up in here? Man, hey, you know what? Yeah, we could get hurt, but fuck it, we need this bread. So like it for my language, but like it's just that you battle with yourself constantly.
Not only that, look at it as because now we're talking about a people who was not following the laws. They was in the dark. Now they in the light. They wasn't getting mercy. Now they getting mercy. And then now you coming down to this scripture. You understand? And now you have to understand that this scripture is talking about your morality and coming into this truth. It's like some brothers will not come into the truth because they won't stop smoking weed. They don't want to stop smoking weed. Some brothers will not come into the truth because they don't want to stop cracking whores. You understand? There's some brothers who will blatantly not walk into this truth because they don't really understand what it means to have some brotherhood and be able to listen and let somebody guide you and build you up. We know you've been the head of the GDs all your life. But when you come in here, you're going to come in all black. You're going to listen to Big GD, which is Captain Quad. You understand? I'm only playing. He ain't Big GD, but you understand. It's the authority in here. We hold that to a high caliber. And I don't care what you are in the streets, but you're not going to bring that lustful sin inside of here. Christ demanded that we be a brother and love one another. You understand? And the only way you can love a brother like Captain Quad when you walk into this school in all black is to show him the honor and the respect that his 10, 11, 13 years of building this truth up in Chicago and building this truth up, period. You should give him that honor, man. That's real love.
Damn right.
You understand? Salakia.
You right on, sir. You right on.
We ain't gonna go there. Give me Ecclesiastes 4:10. You gotta realize that brotherhood is the most important thing inside of the school, man. Of course, obeying the law, statutes, and commandments, and all of those law, statutes, and commandments hang on love God with your mind, body, and soul. Of course, I'm paraphrasing, but then love your brother like you love yourself. Love your neighbor, man. Because at the end of the day, where will we be without each other? I can't fight a fight against the rest of the world by myself. I know Pac had a song, Me Against the World, but you saw what happened to Pac. The world got him. He didn't have a brotherhood. And one thing that Christ and Commander Yahanna demands is that we love one another like we love ourselves, man.
That's right.
This brotherhood will not fail as long as we able to hold on to each other's garment, man, when we falling.
That's right.
If brothers pick each other up, man, I never want to see my brothers fall. Never. And I will hold my brothers up until the Lord, does what he sees fit to do with me. But until then, it's required for me to have brotherhood inside of this school.
That's right.
You understand? Read.
Come on, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm, you got it.
For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
Yeah, but if one will fall, what?
The one will lift up his fellow.
That's why I can never fail. Because when I get ready to fall, my brother is going to help me up. My brother's going to make sure that I don't stay on the ground.
That's right.
My brother's going to make sure that I don't stay indestructible. All of us going to have down moments, man. Don't get it twisted. Because we in the school, because we have this great brotherhood, because you see all these glorious brothers walking around here, man, with wives and all types of things, man. Don't think we don't fall. You understand? Don't think we don't fall on hard times and fall on down moments and mentally get into the mindset where Satan is going to deal with us every day that we get strong in this truth. Satan is going to get stronger with trying to defeat us. You understand? That's something we can't escape. Christ had to deal with Satan. Christ is the highest ranking man of the Most High.
Right.
And he had to deal with Satan. So just know that we're gonna have to give that same sacrifice in this brotherhood, man. Read.
Come on. But woe to him.
But what?
But woe to him.
What does woe mean?
It's like it's a destruction.
Mm-hmm. Destruction to him. Read.
That is alone when he falleth.
But destruction comes to the one who's alone when he falls, man. When you fall, them brothers who think they can go out there and teach what we've taught them since 1969, and they think they out there they can go out there on the street corners and everybody says those are the ones that get beat up. I don't know if you realize that. Those are the ones that be on those tapes getting beat up.
Right.
You understand? Because they don't have brotherhood. They think that they can save the whole nation of Israel by themselves. Well, if you can do it, here's my question. So you telling me you better than Christ? Christ went and got brothers. Christ, not only did he didn't get one or two, he got 12. He went and got him a slew of brothers. So what makes you think that you can come and save the nation by yourself? But selfishness. But you want corruptible authority. That's what you want. Right. And you want corruptible authority, it's gonna get brought to the light, man. And while you fail, Commander Yahanna is gonna continue to build what Christ has asked him to build through us and through the other men and brothers who see us on these corners, and he see the brotherhood and camaraderie we have with each other.
Right. And
how we go out and kick it and drink and party and go to the gun range. And he's like, man, who is all these brothers with these Hebrew Academy jackets on? To them, their jackets. Who is all these brothers with these jackets that say Hebrew Academy? Who are these guys? They're going to see the brotherhood. They're going to be like, I want to be a part of that. That looks like something that, that's masculine in the black neighborhood, in the Hispanic neighborhood.
That's right.
That's what real brotherhood is. You had something to say, Slocky. I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, Slocky, so you really just brought it home with saying that, because like you said, who is you that you gonna go out and save the nation by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who you supposed to be? That's why you getting beat up. And it only proves that Christian mindset, you don't even you don't understand what Christ was doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. You thinking like a Christian. You got that dumb image in your head, thinking Christ was walking all alone and he out here and he's soft talking and all this, and people gathering around him. You got it twisted.
Mm-hmm.
What Christ was putting down is why he had 12 hardcore disciples with him. Because just like up in here, people hate the truth.
Damn right.
Up in here, we don't give a care about what you hate. We telling the truth, and we don't care if you don't like it. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is the problem with our people. We love to be lied to. We've been lied to so long.
Damn right.
That we just want to continue to be lied to. You want to hear you're a good rapper when you trash. You want to hear you're a good mother when you're an absolute monster. Okay, so look, get in here and learn what you're supposed to be doing for real.
Right.
Stop the faking. Stop going and y'all getting geared up for some fake Mother's Day that's coming up. Y'all already putting it. Y'all getting geared up to go sit somewhere and be honored. And more than half of you don't even give a damn about them kids. And I'm gonna keep it honest with you. A lot of these kids gonna have to grow up and get grown and realize that the man that you lied to them and said was their father is not even their father. But you're gonna be sitting somewhere being honored.
If I can piggyback off that, if y'all go out there and celebrate Mother's Day, that is the most disgusting holiday you can act. It's up there with the top. And I know Christmas is disgusting too. But you gotta be out your goddamn mind to celebrate a woman who is the reason you don't have a father in your goddamn household.
Right.
Like, how are you gonna honor someone who couldn't be woman enough to not allow her demons to run your daddy out?
That's right.
Who didn't understand that it was more beneficial for her to deal with it than for her to just say, I don't need no man. I'm an independent woman. Now you raising kids that are killing everybody on every block.
Exactly.
You understand? Well, it was a poll out that said 80%, it was 80 or 90% of households with fathers in it, whether it's just a father or a father and a mother in it, are successful. 80% versus, I think it was like 20% when just a motherly household. Now you see all these athletes who I was raised by my mom. These people are few. I don't know why you think that these people, this is what happens to every black boy who is raised by his mother. Most black boys that are raised by their mama end up getting killed or go to jail because they have no one in the household that'll put them in a place. No one in that. A mother is, look, don't get me wrong. A mother is the most beautiful thing you can have. She's a nurturer. She's loving. She gives you all that. But a man, a boy he's applying to go to war. Our little boys are applying to go to war because this world is going to be war for them when they get 13, 14, 15 years old. This is going to be a war zone for them. Right. And I'm not talking physically all the time. I'm talking mentally and spiritually. This is going to be a war zone for black and Hispanic boys. You know why? Because they're going to have to find a way to be successful in a world that is not built for them to be successful. This is a war. And what does Commander Junior Yohana say all the time? This is the condition of the battle.
Right.
The condition of the battle is you must fight. You can't teach a little boy how to fight if you're not naturally built to fight. And a woman is just not naturally built to fight. They're meant to love and give you all the hugs and kisses and tuck you in the bed and all that. I'm meant to slap you upside your goddamn head when you do something wrong. That's what I'm meant to do.
Right.
So you can understand what punishment means. So you can understand when I do something wrong, something comes with it. And if you don't have that, then when you grow up, when you get 13, 14, 15 years old, you're going to go kill people because you believe there's no punishment behind killing people. You're going to go crack cars because you believe there's no punishment behind cracking cars. There's no punishment behind you doing wrong.
Right.
You understand it? That's not a knock at none of the sisters, man. It's sisters in the school that understand this concept, but I'm talking majorly the sisters in the world. You understand? Don't understand the concept that children need their mother and father. It's just naturally how it's supposed to be.
Right.
And if you don't get that concept, man, we're gonna continue to be destroyed. You understand? You read some more on that.
Come. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up.
He had what?
Not another to help him up.
If I fall, man, and I'm by myself, I'm just looking around, waiting for the next predator to come gobble me up. But if I got car, and I fall, car gonna make sure I survive.
I'm right.
Car gonna make sure that I get back up and I keep on moving. You're selfish if you believe that you can do this by yourself. This is not a by yourself thing. This is us raising a nation. This is us building a nation. The oppressor don't think he can do it by himself. Believe me, he don't. That's why all his brothers is involved in his success. We don't understand that concept. Read.
That was it on that side. 11, it probably get a little too
You good.
heavy.
Give me Philippians. Matter of fact, no, give me Psalms 13 and 3. No, 133 and 1. Slide. Get that with you. We got a lot of brothers in this school, and they starting to flood in now, because they realize we in a church group. We got a lot of brothers that starting to flood into this school because they realizing that we ain't the Christian church down the end of your block. This is a place where you can come in and get some real love from your brothers, man. And what it tends to do is some of these brothers who was hardcore on the street, they found a little piece of love. They found a little something that sparked their interest, and they walked in here and they found everything that their mama couldn't teach them, like obedience, like how to shut your goddamn mouth when somebody that's over you is talking.
Right.
Like how not to just get so emotional that you just break off and want to just start fighting with your brother. Like these things have to be relearned, not even relearned because we haven't even learned them as children growing up with our parents, with our mothers these days. Our mothers is literally building emotional men up. And when you come into the school, you're gonna get broken of that emotional stuff. I'm trying not to curse, but you're gonna get broken from that emotional stuff in here. And I'm gonna tell you, as y'all celebrating Mother's Day, we're gonna be building up men. By you honoring some woman who didn't allow your daddy to stay in the house, we're gonna still be honoring Christ and commending YAHAWASHI for keeping this true, so our sons can grow up.
That's
in a
right.
Way different world than what my mama taught me how to be in. I was a part of that. I was raised by a single mama. Guess what I learned when I walked in here? Shut my goddamn mouth.
That's right.
I learned not to be emotional. I learned if you got to argue with your brother, take your brother in the room. I don't want to hear none of that. The captain is the first one to tell you, I don't want to hear none of that. Go in the room and y'all figure that out. These are the things that I didn't learn from a father. But my mom said, well, this is okay. You understand? Of course, she won't be getting honored for Mother's Day. Thanks, Mom. But I'm going to honor these brothers in the truth every single day of my life because they taught me how to be a better man.
Damn right. Read. The book of Psalms 133 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
How pleasant and how you tell me how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell with one another. You understand? Just think of our feast days. Think about Passover. Brothers in Passover, man, I'm gonna tell you, like the only hard part of being in this priesthood is you don't see most of these brothers all year round unless you in a close area, like you're around Milwaukee, Indianapolis, stuff like that. But if you got brothers on the East Coast and West Coast, you ain't seeing them all year round. You know how pleasant it is to be at Passover and see brothers from Houston, Texas, Cap Yachty, and off Pot,
right?
Off some lot, you know what I'm saying? We go there, then you got New York, you got Cap, Jersey, Cap, and Cap Casa, and all these brothers is in one room together. You like these brothers right here is what motivated me to be here. You know how pleasant it is to have brothers who helped you to come back alive in your presence, and we all drinking and being merry and just having a good time. It's something like you would never understand it. You understand? You would never understand how good it feels to be around this brotherhood and this sisterhood, man.
That's right.
You understand? Reed, you got something else? Did you have something to say on that? I saw you revving up.
All I just wanted to say is like you said, a Passover. Like we seeing brothers that we don't get to see all the time, but then when you see them at the Passover, it's just like you seen them yesterday. You know what I mean? Versus in the world, you know, you got some good families in the world where you're able to get together, and you know how to get togethers, and it don't be too much strife. But you know, anytime that I would be on the block with the guys, once we get to getting high and drinking, it's like we supposed to be in the same gang, but each individual man starts to, let me make sure I watch my back. It's supposed to be my brother, but like when the alcohol and the drugs start flowing, you can tell that we don't have the unity. We didn't have the unity that we supposed to have versus up in here. You following all the laws, statutes, and commandments. It just feels different because you having a drink. You can be who you are. You're not getting sized up in here. You know, if you go too far or whatever, a brother gonna be brotherly with you, which that rarely happens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some brothers like the strong a little too much. You just gotta, brother, you're gonna have to pump your brakes for a little while. You know, and the brother, like, you know what, you right, I understand. Versus, you know, in the world, you can get as drunk as you want to. Your so-called brother that's riding with you, he's gonna let you drink and fall down on the ground and bust your head wide open. And he gonna call you all kind of names when he should have stopped you from falling down and busting your head wide open. So it's just a beautiful thing to be amongst brothers and sisters. It's you can't really describe the energy. It's like something just overtakes you when we get to that Passover, sir. It's some glory. It's so glorious about that Passover because what you think you're gonna be battling is not even there.
Damn right.
It's not even there. You like, man, you seeing brothers compliment each other, sisters compliment brothers, and it's just going. And anybody who's at the Passover that's not in the spirit, you could kind of see them take their stuff out of it.
Damn right.
They can't disrupt it, so you look up and they be gone. And most of the time, that just be people in the world that try to come and see what's going on, and it's not what they expect. So they just be battling some demons. It ain't nothing. You just come in here and you learn, and you'll know how to battle them demons, and then you'll get over yourself.
Right.
That's all.
Not only that, just to piggyback off what you're saying, because what you were saying was absolutely heavy. But at the end of the day, not only Passover, but feast days. Our women got to drag us out of here for feast days. They be like, y'all got to go. We clean it up now. Y'all got, of course, it's in a very honorable way. Don't get it twisted. These sisters are very, you know what I'm saying, they very honorable.
Right.
But, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, they wouldn't be a sister if they didn't get us up out of here. We'll be here until 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
But you understand, that's how glory it is. And the sisters, they love being around each other too. This is a beautiful thing to have your own culture. This is why I don't understand how blacks and Hispanics ain't flooding at a larger rate. Because like, if you ever came to one of our feast days or Passovers or anything like that, you'll see something you never saw at your own household with your family. You know what you will see? Peace. You will see a party with nothing but peace and joy and happiness and fun. Children running around. We don't throw our children in the room.
Right.
We don't go put them in a room. Them children gonna run around and they gonna see them. They gonna see the women be women, the little girls, and the men and the boys gonna see men be men. Because as they grow and they continue to watch that, guess what they're gonna become? Boys are gonna become men, and the girls are gonna become women. That's how our culture has always been. You know why that same mother that you finna go celebrate Mother's Day, you know why she used to put you in a room? Because she wanted to go be a whore. And she didn't want her son to see it.
Right.
She wanted to go in the living room with the cousins and the sisters and go twerk her little stinking behind off in the mirror with them and without her son seeing it. You understand? Without her daughter seeing it. But how about just don't be a whore?
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Here's the difference between what you can do and what we can do. we can be in front of our kids and do the same exact thing we would do if we weren't in front of them. Because our children watches us grow every day to be righteous men and women of the Lord. We don't have to try to hide from them. And what that does to them is, it doesn't teach them lies all their life. Right. It doesn't teach them Santa Claus is coming down the chimney to come give them presents. It doesn't teach them that rabbits lay eggs when they're mammals. It doesn't teach them that the Easter, well, not the Easter bunny, Tooth Fairy comes and put a dollar bill under your damn pillow when you lose your teeth. Right. It doesn't teach you lies like that. It teaches you that when you work, your labor that you build up inside, inside of this truth, the fruits of that labor is going to be whatever you make it. The work you put in is what fruits you're going to get out of it. And when you teach a child something that is so real and so raw and uncut, then they start building themselves up to just work harder. They build themselves up to be better, right? And not to think that I can get around this world because everything is imaginary, right? That's why they grow up and smoke weed and try to get out of the dead. They think that they can smoke weed and they turn invisible. They ain't even in this world no more. You understand? And that's something that we do very well inside of the school, man. And it's building brothers and sisters up from a young age until they go into their adulthood, and it's teaching them the right thing to do righteously and truthfully. Right. You understand? Give me Salakia real quick. Give me Malachi 2:10. Yeah, that's it. Let me get that with you too. Okay. And don't get it twisted. We in here, us brothers, we have arts and stuff like that, but we deal with it, man. But how you know that you built a brother is through going through things. It's just like a relationship. I say this all the time. A relationship is built off what you can what you can deal with in this relationship. How can you endure? How can you sustain? Now, if you really love someone, you're sustaining and you're enduring until the end. This is what Christ said. Christ wanted us to endure to the end. That's right. You understand? So if you really love anything, you endure to the end for that love. If you don't endure to the end, you just really didn't love it. You was just there because it made you feel good. And when you don't feel good no more, then you run. That's not love. You understand? This brotherhood means you have to endure no matter what you feel. You got to push those feelings to the side. You got to not let that demon play on you and your brother, man. You take your brother in the room and you go holler at him. Matter of fact, not only do you holler at him, you bring a drink, man. Bring a gift and say, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Can we talk this out? Maybe we misunderstood each other. Right. That's what a real brother do, because he loves his brother and he's not in this just to feel good. He's in it because he wants the longevity of his brotherhood. You understand? That's wives and husbands. You need to start realizing the same thing. You can't just run out because you don't feel good. You understand? How about if your husband, if your wife piss you off, how about you go get a bottle of wine for your wife, a strong drink for your husband, and say, you know what, it ain't even that bad. Let's sit down, have a drink. It ain't even that bad. I mean, as long as the brother ain't going and having sex with animals on you or something like that, then it's something that can be talked about. Anything else, you just need to go to counsel. Right. You understand? It's like it. Read.
Come. The book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 10.
You got it.
Have we not all one Father?
Have we all not one Father? The Most High is our Father, right? This is Malachi talking to his people, so don't get it twisted. This is not the world. This is not the Hispanic. I mean, not Slocky, not the Hispanic. Of course, they are brothers, but not the oppressors, not the Japanese and the Chinese and the Africans. He's not talking to them. He said, "Don't we all have our own Father?"
Right.
Read.
Come. Have not one God created us?
Have not one God created us? Go ahead. One power. Now, anytime you think of God, you have to think of power. This is one power that created us. All right, read.
Con. Why do we deal treacherously, every man against his brother?
Why do we what?
Deal treacherously, every man against his brother.
Meaning, look, we have one Father, one power, one person who built us up to be who we are. Why are we fighting each other? Why are we dealing treacherously with each other?
Right.
You understand? This is not like it. This is one thing that a lot of these prophets in the Bible understood. They understood that the worst thing that we could ever do is fight ourselves. You understand? Us fighting ourselves is the reason we're destroyed today. Of course, the oppressor taught us this, but what is the number one? I guarantee you, the number one death of blacks and Hispanics are their own people.
Right.
It is the one weapon that the oppressor has used to defeat us without casting no blame on themselves. They're blameless now because Pookie just shot Man. Why did Pookie shoot Man? Nobody asks that question. Because Pookie couldn't find a job, so he had to start selling drugs. Man started selling on his turf. This is a learned behavior, man. These brothers are killing each other because there's no other way to survive but by making sure your brother died. This is the concept that the press is putting in our head.
Right.
That in order for you to be successful, someone has to die. This is why every celebrity every black celebrity is in the Illuminati. Every single one of them. Every single black celebrity is in the Illuminati, man, because they have to kill somebody that they love just to have some success. And now you tell me how wicked that is. Let's go ahead.
Now, so like if I could, what you bring out is so heavy, especially with this scripture, because when you listen to the rap music, it's about bringing harm to each other. Even with the female rappers, they want to think they sound so liberated when they all saying the same thing.
Right.
Well, I sleep with your man. Well, I slept with your baby daddy. You this, you that. So it's like we going against each other. Now all of a sudden, well, I'm doing this to feed my family. So now you doing this to feed your family. You're gonna go against your brother. So he don't have the right to feed his family. So you both got the same attitude. That's on a collision course. That's all what's gonna happen. Like you said, with these celebrities and stuff in Illuminati, you don't have a choice to be an Illuminati because it's not you walking up to the door and it says this is the Illuminati. It's the culture that you choose to embrace to be able to get that bag, which y'all like to say.
Damn right.
Which you're in the Illuminati, whether you want to admit it or not. You know.
Look, at the end of the day, we know. Y'all talk about Illuminatis and Baphomies and all that. The white man is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of.
Damn right.
You can call it whatever the hell you want to. You can call it Baphomy. You can call it Illuminati. We all know that all these names just mean they the devil. We know this. And we know who runs the Baphomy and Illuminati and all these things that run the world. We know who run it. Who runs it? The white man. That's why in the Bible, it says that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, because according to, the Bible, they understand that they have been the deceivers on earth.
Right.
We're not only saying that because we have an opinion. We don't deal with opinions in here. We don't lean on our own understanding in here.
Right.
You understand? Everything that we say came out of the Bible, man. You tell me somebody who has been more deceptive to all people on the face of the earth than a white man. All devil means is deceiver.
That's right.
Don't let your Christian pastor make you think the devil means this dude with a horn in his head and a little Monopoly Man mustache and y'all red. Don't let your Christian pastor deceive you like that, because just like the Bible says, you are of your father, the devil. That's what he's been taught to do. He's been taught to blur your mind so you don't understand what the real cause and effect of you following this Bible really is.
That's right.
He don't want you to know that if you stop eating shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster, that your health would be 10 times better. He don't want you to think. He don't want you to know that it's physical and not this whole magic trick that the Christian pastor has made you believe for over 400 years of them getting some authority from the white man. You understand? They've been telling you that it's okay to have sex with your neighbor's wife because you're the pastor and you got authority. Why yet and still this brother right here, man, is envying you and want to kill you.
Right.
He has found a hatred towards his brother, and you don't even understand that how much you have punished him spiritually by going inside his brother's wife, man. A lot of these things you have to look at in a moral stance, and I look at it as, well, if I was doing something wrong, then God would punish me for it. What's the give me that scripture when you get a chance? I know you got something to say. Give me that scripture that say even though punishment doesn't come speedily, Slakia, if you could, Baba Kashak.
No, sure, sir.
But you think that because you doing some of these things and because you don't die right now, that the Lord is not watching and going to give you what you deserved? Do you think that you can keep on carrying out these crimes towards the Most High, following this evil, wicked bastard, the oppressor, and you think that you're not going to get punished just like the oppressor is going to get punished? If you believe that, you understand that you can do all these things and nothing is going to come of it, then you are sadly mistaken.
Right.
And I love you too much not to say it. I love you too much not to tell you that you're putting yourself into a straight line of destruction. You understand? Ask the chicks ask the sisters that's gonna be on this new Freaknik thing on Hulu. Ask them if they got away with it. They thought they got away with it too. They thought the punishment has left them, and yet they 50 years old and they sons is about to see their butthole wide open on video. Tell me what's worse than the punishment of your son watching you in that light. Right. Now guess what he knows? That same woman he was giving all these Mother's Day presents to and giving flowers to, and you know what I'm saying, all these nice little cute Mother's Day gifts. Guess what he found out about her? Your mama is a freak. She's a whore. You understand? That's why we got to come out of her, man. Go ahead, read that. What I got.
God, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 11.
You got it.
Because sentence against evil work is not executed speedily.
He says because a sentence. Go ahead, read that again.
Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Because the sentence of you doing evil is not executed right now. It's not executed as soon as you do it. Read.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Because it doesn't come to you right now, you believe that you can keep doing them. Because nothing's happening to me. You believe that I can kill this man and then I can just walk the streets because I'm not dead. I can have sex with this woman even though she has a husband, but I can do it and he's not killing me. There's no punishment behind it. This is what the hearts of man believe. Believe you can continue in crime and nothing's going to happen to you. You understand? Read.
Verse 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged.
This is what happened to the chicks in Freaknik. They went to every single Freaknik. They went and smoked weed, drank alcohol. They went and had sex with every lit walking thing on them. You know, they was having sex with women, men on men, women on. It was just nasty. This is what happened to the Freaknik. You understand? Read.
Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him.
It's going to be well with them. Because the man that's following God, we ain't got to worry about no punishment. They do. Because it's not executed right now, don't mean it's not going to be executed. Just because you've been spared, because the Lord does things in his time, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Guess who don't worry about that? Men in Isupk who follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
You don't have to worry about punishment if you're not doing the crime.
That's right.
You understand? You know why police are able to target blacks? Because most of the time, there's a crime in the midst of it. If you give them nothing to target, then how can they target you? And I say this all the time. A lot of us, we put ourselves in a predicament. You understand? You know, of course, I got a job in top management, and I see a lot of brothers that come into, my slavery, and I'm like, I try to be the builder of the younger men. So when I come in there, and I see them with their pants down, I said, dude, pull your pants up. You at work. Why be a target to somebody, because you want to walk in somebody else's building the same way you walk out in your neighborhood. You understand? You got to allow yourself to, realize, first of all, where you're at. Secondly, those are crimes to white people. Your pants sagging is a crime. I don't know if you know that, black man. I don't know. 10 on your window in a white neighborhood is a crime. You know why? Because they can't see who's behind it. Driving while black is a crime. I don't know if you know this, black man, but driving while black is a crime in a white neighborhood. You understand? So some of these things you have to realize that you're getting targeted because some of the things that we're doing, we're not thinking about it first. But at the end of the day, you also have to realize that there are some people who actually does crime that thinks that they're going to get away with it. And the Lord just is not that, he's not that merciful. He's not going to let you do crime and not get judged for it.
Right.
He would be unrighteous, and we all know that that's not the truth. Read.
Verse 13. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow.
He said it ain't gonna be right with the wicked, though, huh? Why it ain't gonna be all right? Why won't it be all right with the wicked?
Because, sir, like after a while, you do enough dirt. Like you were saying earlier about being paranoid on the weed. Like, I mean, I remember getting high and being paranoid, and it wasn't just because of I know the police would pull me over. I had stuff on my heels, and you go back to that and you be like, man, did I do this right? Did anybody see me? All these things start to come in your mind because you out here doing this wickedness. So now, guess what? You gonna start to think like, man, okay, this dude gonna come at me. The dude know I'm messing with this girl. You see what I'm saying? Like, is he being cool with me to get me to lower my guard? Is she asking me to come over because she really want to see me? Or is it 3 or 4 cats in the building waiting on me to get there? Like, it's a plethora of things when you being wicked. So on the surface, it look good to somebody who's not even dealing with that, because you see nice clothes, jewelry, cars. It seems like all the women want you, or whatever the case. All the brothers respect you. It's really out of fear. But really, you the main person that goes to sleep with the nightmares. You got the nightmares. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your rap songs say. I don't care, because at the end of the day, nobody gets away from the hand of God. Nobody does. Even your oppressor has nightmares. He know his day is coming. That's why he builds his military the way he builds it. He's not in space because he's searching for more technology. He's in space because he really thinks he's going to be able to defeat the Most High.
He's in space because he's looking for another home. Because the Bible says this. Christ is coming to destroy all of them. They looking for a hiding place. They looking for somewhere that they can just shoot up to real quick when those angels in Christ crack the sky. And the Bible says there will be no place for you to hide. You can't hide under rocks. You can't hide under nothing. You understand? They know that. They understand that they can't hide from what's coming to them, man. That the punishment this is why I just brought the scripture out. You understand? Because although they've done all this crime and considered themselves not guilty, guess what's going to happen? They're going to get punished for their crimes. The Lord don't forget about, the punishment that you deserve for your crimes. He don't forget about that. So as much as they think that they're going to escape their judgment, the Lord he's just not built like that. You understand? Slock, is any more on that?
Just a little bit more, sir.
Give me what you got.
Because He feared not before God.
Because what?
He feared not before God.
Now this is not only talking about the oppressed either. It's talking about you blacks that want to hold hands and you. I just heard a sister say, well, the Bible has been translated and we can't believe anything that's in there. Well, Lord be with you, sis. If you believe that somebody translating a historical artifact into a language that we can all, understand, with scholars who made sure it was done correctly, then you going to believe the white man. You going to believe that white man. Go ahead.
It's a lot, yeah. If I could, so.
You got it.
For people who says, well, we can't believe when it comes to the Bible because it was translated or whatever. I just want to know, show me in the Bible what problem you have or what these scriptures are saying.
I'm going to tell you what the problem they got.
I think I know where you're going.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Hit it over the head for me.
Thou shalt not eat the swine's flesh.
Well, that's one of them. That's one of them. That's one of them. That's one of many.
One of many.
But guess what? And I don't even think we realize this. Guess what part of the Bible that blacks and Hispanics cannot deal with?
What part?
In Revelations, where it says Jesus is black. That's the one scripture that they cannot deal with. You remember the episode on Good Times when James,
JJ,
it was James and JJ. They were talking to what's the mama name? Florida. And he was like, "No, Jesus is black, ma." She was like, "Well, I ain't never heard nothing like that before." He was like, "Yeah, it's in Revelations," and spit out the verse. And she was like, "Oh my God." Now you telling me that out of all these years, over 400 years of us listening to this Bible, this is in the 1970s. This is the 1970s. 1970s, we still was just amazed that the Bible said that the greatest man who ever lived on the face of the earth, the biggest Renaissance man, the biggest renegade on earth was a black man. You still can't even fathom that there's a black man that can be so powerful and so righteous. You understand? Go ahead.
Salagi, sir, what you bring out is so heavy about that episode because it shows you how wicked the oppressor is. Because when JJ did the painting, and they was all on Christ as a black man, the oppressor made the episode seem like their life had got harder.
It did.
And at the same time, what nobody paid attention to, they was actually, in actuality, still going through the same thing. But the idea of believing Christ is black, the oppressor made the episode like, just because you believe that, it's going to make your life harder.
Which it should have done. According to the Bible, they said, and I'm paraphrasing, Christ said, "Know ye that before they hated you, they hated me first."
Right.
You understand? The world has always hated Christ.
Exactly.
They've hated Christ. They've hated God's laws. They've hated everything that had to do with the nation of Israel. You understand? So know that anytime that you fall on the side of Christ, this world is going to beat you down into powder. This is why the Brotherhood is so relevant for us to be together, because the only place of serenity, the only place that you can go and have some type of peace is when you come home.
Right.
When you come here. Right. This is why I say when we come to feast days, we don't want to leave. We go slave every single day. We go to the doctors, and we got high blood pressure and all these things is happening to us. But the only place that we can come to where we have no worries is when we come in here and be amongst our brothers and our sisters in the school, man.
That's right.
This is what this is all about. Every meeting that we have in this school, I call it a family reunion. While y'all have one family reunion a year, we have about 12. We have about 12 or 13 of them.
Right.
You understand? And they're the most glorious reunions you would ever have in your life.
Damn right.
You understand? And it's just so peaceful and serene. I wouldn't want anything better than what we have right now. I don't see look, I tried the Christian church before I came into this school. I was raised in a Christian church. I left and then tried to go back to the Christian church. Some type of new school. It was gay. Salakia. I don't know if I can say gay or homosexual, but it was definitely not. Yeah. But I went in there. It was a place called Faith Movers. It was in like Matson, Illinois. And we went in there. And when I went in there, it was so much homosexuality in there. I'm like, so what am I doing here? Like, I'm trying to find something to build me up in character, and I just didn't see it. It was either these are the popular people in this church. It's the first lady. She's the most popular person in the church. The pastor don't run the church no more. I hope y'all realize that. The pastors don't run the Christian church no more. The first lady with that big hat on, that big bull dagger, she runs the church. If she likes you, then you good to go. And then it's the homosexual man who doing the little dance down the alleyway. And then it's all those old ladies in the front seat with those big hats on. Those are the only people that the Christian church cares about. Now, this is what I did here, and I never even thought about it like this. They say, you know, the woman is the biggest investment the Christian church has, because a woman brings everybody into the church. She gonna bring her friends, and she gonna bring men into the church. So women is just being used as bait to get the Christian pastor more money. You understand? Right. And here we don't use our women. We just don't do that. It's just not something that we do.
That's right.
You understand? Go ahead, Salaka.
I think that was it on that, sir. That was the end of 13.
Go back up again. Let me just see where we at.
Where you want to go to?
13. Where you was at?
You want to go back to the beginning of 13? Yeah. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 13.
No, you can drop that. Salaka. Go to 1 Peter 3 and 8.
1 Peter 3 and 8.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, what we have to start realizing is we have to build up some compassion for our brothers, man.
Right.
We have to build up, you know, some consideration for what our brothers is going through on an everyday basis. The reason Carr came into this school was because somebody considered that he had a life that, you know, that was a little bit rough. And maybe they shouldn't just come in here and start talking to him any type of way. They had to show him some brotherhood. They had to show him some brotherly love.
Right.
The reason I came into the school is because I walked in here and brothers showed me brotherly love.
That's right.
You understand? They had compassion for what I had to deal with in life. They had compassion and consideration for what I had, the demons I had on me before I walked into this school. And every single one of us has a demon on us when we walk into this school. You will not walk into the school without demons on you.
Right.
You understand? The job of this school is to make sure that those demons never affect your life. You understand? Whether it's through counsel, whether it's through, you know, brothers, you know, talking to each other privily in a room, whether it's you having to get rid of a rib, you know what I'm saying, who's pouring on you. You understand? Those types of demons, you just can't bring into the school.
Right.
It's not something that you want to bring, you know, into the school. And, you know, once you realize that brothers have the compassion and the consideration for you to come into the school and try to build you up, then you understand why we're still here, why we're still fighting this fight to build our culture up and our people.
Right.
All right? Read.
Con.
Let me get that with you. 1 Peter 3 and 8.
Con, sir.
That's a lot.
Question. Like and show why you finding that.
No, you got it. You got it.
One more thing I want to say about that Good Times episode is that it was so wicked in the end that she put that bastard back up on the wall, and she said, "I don't know what that Jesus is, but this one right here is the one that's been helping me and been here with me all this time." And you know how they do it with the audience, and they make it clap.
Yeah.
And then the episode went off, and it was like it was so wicked to do it because it made black people stand even stronger on that image. it made them really believe. That's why, like coming into the 80s and the 90s, we sit up here and we want to listen to everything the oppressor says, and we want to believe that they're right. I'm a little bit older than you, so I can remember trying to train us up as far as like shave your face off, put a suit and tie on, change the way you talk. Like all this led into this whole way of this is the man you need to follow if you want to be something in life.
Right.
And when you take old episodes like that, because you know we was watching Good Times because of why? Because we was suffering the same oppression that the TV show was suffering.
We was in poverty just
So
like they was in poverty.
we relating to it, you know, and then they found a way to bring us back into the way they thinking, and then what they do, they take James out because he's an example of a black man being angry from constantly being oppressed.
They took him right on out the family.
Took him right on out the family.
That was like that part of Good Times, man, was epic for black people.
Right.
Because James was a good father.
Right.
He was an absolute good father. And how they portrayed him in the beginning, they couldn't make it like him, you know what I'm saying, them just clashing and he leaving. So the only way they can get rid of him is to just kill him. Now you've taken the black man out of the family easily on national TV, and everybody in all of Black America watched Good Times. Right. I'm from Chicago. Good Times was made in Chicago. Right. So I used to watch it, and I'm not as old as the brother, but you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, when I was a teenager, I watched MeTV. So I watched all these old channels, old stuff, Good Times, Amen, all that stuff. Right. I was on all of. So you know, to even see that, man, that was an epic part of the Good Times episode, man, for them to take, you know what I'm saying, take the father out of the household. Right. So you see what trickled after that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I wanted to say. Like that was epic, just like you said.
And then, but then look what happened after James died, though. Look what happened.
If I could,
go ahead.
She met a watered down brother that they try to make him look like he was strong, but if you pay attention to every episode after Carl, that was his name. I'll never forget his name. Right. He always seemed to be able to compromise and turn Michael's mind or JJ mind or Thelma's mind to understand and go along with the oppressors' laws and rules the way they got it set up. He always ended up doing that. And this is why, and I don't think brothers understand this. Brothers, we dealing with mental health on two reasons. And I'm not excluding the sisters because sisters going through the same thing too. Right. Number one, we too quick to accept a so-called stepfather when your original father and mother fall out or whatever the case may be, and then your mother bring another man in the home and he supposedly makes her happy. That's number one that we suffer from mental health. Number two, the other part of mental health we suffer from is that now you got this stepfather comes in and he brings in his way of life. So now you fight with him, you tussle with it, and if you're a kid like me, you probably gonna get labeled, you're gonna get thrown out. It's not gonna happen because you wrestling with it. You understand what I'm saying? Or you gonna eventually go with it, and before you know it, now you ain't listening to your father. You listening to another man that you saying my stepfather when this man has nothing to do with your father being there raising you, but by the oppressor giving the woman the authority to put you out over some lame excuse because you won't trim your ways. You want to continue to be a man, and she come up with all this. It affects your mentality. Right. So what do? You do the same thing. You go through the same thing with your woman and your kid because you think you're gonna change it, and it don't change, and then you gotta fight to be in your kid's life. This takes a toll on your mental.
Yeah, right.
People sit up here and say, "Oh man, that was 10 years ago, man. Y'all broke up. You should be over that." I'm not tripping on her. I'm tripping on what you don't understand, what my mentality takes me through, because I gotta fight a fight that you can't see. You can't see what I'm fighting. You only see I'm mad because I'm not with her.
Right.
That's not what this is.
Right.
I'm fighting something you can't see because you're leaning towards her way because you went through the same thing I went through. You just ain't going through what I'm going through now to realize what I'm going through.
And the heavy part of what you're saying, I was looking at a documentary about slavery. Slavery, they were saying how it wasn't our custom. The slave's custom was never to remarry a woman offered to another man. Now, when they got into like the 1700s, because they had to build up production of slaves, if a man couldn't produce if a man couldn't produce because he either died, got sick, something like that, then they'll go marry that woman off to another man, a young man, just to have babies. You understand? And what that type of brain, that type of that type of manipulation into somebody's brain, especially women who are such a effeminate and soft, delicate human being.
Right.
When you harden the heart of a feminine or someone who's so soft, it's a horrible thing, because anybody who has that much compassion and nurturing to be soft and compassionate and loving, when you add anger to that, you add a demon that no one wants to see.
Right.
You add a demon. Why do you think that women would throw everything you got in the house out in the front yard and set it on fire? Men don't do stuff like that. They just don't. Like we get over shit, or we just leave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's our two things. We get over it or we leave. Women, they will burn your house down with you in it. They gonna slash all your tires, bust your windows. They gonna go up to your job and go to your boss and say where this and that. And not like women, the passion behind them has always been used wrong since we've been in the eyes of the deceiver, man. They've been in the hands of the deceiver, because now they use our women's passion to defeat us.
Right.
They use their passion to destroy the black man being in his own household. And what they did with giving the black woman authority over the household is just like they did James. They killed off the black man.
Right.
They killed us off, man. And I don't know if I'm the only one, but I always thought Michael had. I called him James earlier. I always thought Michael had a little bit of. He was always seeming kind of, until he brought out the whole Christ was black thing. Go ahead.
If I could, they changed Michael's character.
They did.
Because when he was younger, he was pro-black. When you go back and you look at the beginning episodes of Good Times, Michael was more pro-black. He always had the military colored jacket on.
He did.
He always was about the people. Of course they sprinkled the African stuff in that handle with the dashiki on and all that. They did that. But when they wanted to conform our minds, they made them softer. They made them start singing songs with Penny. Made them get into a more feminine type spirit, which this poured on our community. A lot of brothers in our community, brothers like me, I want in the good times. It's a lot. Once you start, I'm the type of brother, and I was like this as a kid. Once you start softening stuff up, I'm done with it. So, and that's what they did to him. As he got older, they made him softer.
Damn.
They made him softer. So what do we do right now? As men in our community get older, they tend to, if you're not in this truth, you too soft. Because as you get older and you're in this truth, you understand how to still be firm, but have compassion.
Damn right.
But if you're not in this truth, that Christian church, the older you get, the softer it's going to make you.
Yeah, right. That's what this scripture is saying. The scripture I just gave you. Go 1 Peter 3 and
8, sir.
Yep.
Come. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 8. Finally, be ye all of one mind.
Be ye of all one mind. What mind is that? Let's keep it clear cut. Men in the Isupk, what one mind are we?
So like it, sir, we one body up in here. We following all the laws, statutes, and commandments. Not 70% of it, not 99% of it. We following 100% of it.
Because if you're not one mind, then you become IUIC. You become GMS. You become all these other different groups who didn't care about their brother enough to have one mind with them.
Right.
You understand? Read.
Come. Having compassion.
What?
Having compassion.
Having compassion. This is what the brother was just talking about. We can have the compassion for one another. But this is telling you, you understand that, you know, we have to have this compassion. You know what I'm saying? We got to, not only do we have to be in one mind, not only do we have to understand that the brotherhood is a weapon, that in order for us to grow, we have to be one-minded, but we also have to have some compassion.
That's right.
You understand? Read.
Come. One of another.
You got it.
Love is brethren.
Love what?
Love is brethren.
You have to love your brethren, man. You have to love your brethren, man. You like, I understand you've been in the streets and niggas with brothers with GDs and BDs and all these other things. But when you come in here, you have to learn how to love your brethren, man.
That's right.
We don't ask you. We demand of you to love your brother.
Damn right.
Read.
Come. Be pitiful.
Be what?
Be pitiful.
That's be pitiful. That's it. If I'm not mistaken, it says be pitiful.
Nah, sir, it said be pitiful. Like having pity.
Yeah. You got it. Read.
Come.
Read it from the top.
Come. The book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 8.
No, you can just read it from that part.
Come. Be pitiful.
Be pitiful. Meaning be compassionate, man. Have some compassion for your brothers, man. Have some pity on your brothers, man, who has took the same journey as you to walk into these doors of the school, man.
Right.
And find themselves. And find that what was outside of that door is a lot more scary than what's inside. You understand? It is death and destruction outside that door.
That's right.
When you walk inside this door, there's a breath of fresh air.
I'm right.
There's a breath of life. You understand? Read.
Come. Be courteous.
Be what?
Be courteous.
What does it mean to be courteous?
Like, sir, like in here. We welcome you in here.
Mm-hmm.
You come through these doors for the first time. You being welcomed in here. You're not feeling like, okay, how much money you bringing, or we sizing you up. We're not doing any of that. We being courteous. We want to know how your day went, how you found out about the school. Come on in. We want to be courteous and welcome you in here so you can understand. You can come in here and you can learn these scriptures in a relaxed state of mind.
Damn right. And to piggyback off what you just said, which is what you said is absolutely correct. But just have some manners, man.
Right.
Have some manners when brothers walking to this school, sisters walking to this school. You like, and when I say manners, it means understand that they don't have the same concept of the truth that you have because you've been here. When they walk into the school, when new brothers and sisters walk into the school, allow them to be able to learn and be a part of the school.
That's right. Don't
walk here and think that they're gonna be Officer 1000 the first day they walk into the school, man. You can't be questioning these brothers like, what is Jeremiah 14:2 mean and all that. Like give them brothers some leeway.
That's right.
Because they came out of the darkness. Just like the scripture said earlier, they came out of darkness into the Lord's light, man, which is the law, statutes, and commandments. And for them to walk in here is a miracle on its own. Y'all see miracles in the Bible. A miracle is a brother walking into the school. A sister walking into the school is a miracle. Because you could have did anything else in the world. You could have been out there smoking weed in the car with your boys and all that. But instead, you chose to walk into the school in the place where the Lord dwells and try to find some brotherhood in it.
That's right.
You understand? Read.
That you want 9, sir.
Let me see what's on that. Yep, go ahead.
Come, verse 9. Not rendering evil for evil.
Not rendering what?
Evil for evil.
We shoot and kill each other as payback for shooting and killing each other.
Right.
We rendering evil for evil every single day. This is not brotherly. And you kill my cousin, I kill your cousin. You kill my brother, I kill your brother. Like, we're rendering evil for evil every single day. You understand? Read.
Come. Or railing for railing.
Mm-hmm.
But count Salakia. But country-wise, blessing. knowing that ye are thereunto called,
Go ahead.
that ye should inherit a blessing.
Who should be the ones who inherit these blessings? Not the brothers who's out there killing one another and rendering evil for evil. The brothers who was rendering evil for evil and came into the school and learned to be better than what they were when they came outside, when they was outside.
Right.
The first scripture we brought out today, we said that, you know, you can't, you went, you was in the dark and the Lord brought you into the light. You found some laws, statutes, and commandments, and you learned that your brother was your best friend and not your enemy. And these things are the things that's going to help you, you understand, gain the kingdom when Christ returns.
That's right.
Not rendering evil versus evil, not having sex with, here's one thing that kills me, man. I don't get it. Women, and I hate to always harp on women, but this is one thing that kills me with women. Women always like to say, you cheated on me, so I'm going to cheat on you. That's rendering that. First of all, it's not evil on the man's part, because you can have multiple wives as long as the man is gonna keep that woman. Like, right. Just don't be a pussy. Slocky. I'm pretty sure I can't say that word. Just don't be a punk. You understand? If you're gonna have a woman, another woman. Tell your woman that you're gonna have another woman. Let it be that. Stop. Don't be scary. Like this. Like here's the issue. Men are not James no more.
Right.
You understand? They the stepfather. They the ones who just want to. They just want everything to be peaches and cream and good. James was about that axe. One thing about James, man, James is about that life. He was a strong black father.
That's right.
I hate to keep going back on this, man, but James was a strong black father.
That's right.
And until you learn how to be, you know, a strong black father means don't lie to your kids. Don't lie to your wife. If you're doing it, just do it. And if she leaves, then you gotta allow the Lord to manage that. Either he's with her or he's not. Either she'll be back or she won't.
Right.
But other than that, man, you just gotta continue in your fight inside of this school, with the brotherhood, with the sisterhood. I don't want to leave without seeing if you had anything else to say, but I'm gonna shut it down.
So you just one little thing about James, if I could.
No, you got to stay. I'm gonna go home and watch. I'm gonna go home and watch Good Times after this.
The one thing that came out about the whole episode of Good Times when he got killed off, it's because he did not like how they was trying to change his character. As
a passive
father. So they like to say it was about the money or whatever, but it was about changing his character to being a passive father. He had a disagreement with that, and they killed him off the episode.
Good night. So, I mean, with that, I can't do nothing but pass the class over to the police officer 500. Carl Cop, man. Shalom, Israel.